Hey everyone, Shabbymania here, and welcome back to some more SWE Adrenaline Shabbymania. This is part number 2. Of course, if you've not seen part number 1 yet, I do suggest you go back and check it out first, because we'll probably be talking about some of the results as we go through, you know, spoiler alerts and that sort of crap. So, yeah, we're going to start things off here with a tag team match. We're going to have DIY, Tommaso Ciampa and Johnny Gargano taking on Warmachine, Hanson and Raymond Rowe. Interesting match this one, because both these teams, well, DIY are the former tag team champions, aren't they? We know that. Let's have a look at the old tag team rosters then. Yeah, DIY are currently on 150 points, second in the tag team rankings. Well, third now, aren't they really, of course, after what happened in the first part. Third in the tag team rankings. Warmachine on 105, so they're better off than where they started, but it's not been a magnificent run for them so far. So, of course, remember this one is worth 30 points, the winning tag team, and 15 points to the two individual wrestlers, since it is Shabbymania and we are offering triple ranking points here this evening. So where are we in the singles rankings then? We've got Gargano on 98 points. So he's under where we started this universe mode, which is not a good situation for him to be on. Tommaso Ciampa's up on 115 points. So he's 15 points ahead of where he started. And we have got Hanson and Raymond Rowe. Whereabouts are you guys? Raymond Rowe's on 103 and Hanson's on 93. So interesting here, both Tommaso Ciampa and Raymond Rowe are both over 100, and both Hanson and Gargano are under 100. So it's been a bit of a difficult time. Of course, these two teams have had a few singles matches of recent, which has obviously differentiated the tag team ranking points between the two. And straight away Hanson taking Gargano up on his shoulders into a Samoan drop. Lovely move there. Now, of course, thankfully, we are going to have both members of DIY on WWE 2K18. Not sure yet what we're going to do with them in that sense, because, of course, they have broken up in real life. But, I don't know, it's tricky, because if they're both going to be on the game, and they're both going to have the DIY attire, I'm assuming they're both going to have the DIY music, and they're both going to have DIY entrance and all that sort of stuff. So, part of it sort of makes sense to stick it the way it was, but it's a tricky room. It's a tricky room. It's a tricky one. It's a tricky one. We'll have to wait and see what happens. I'll have a discussion with PJ Tovey and see. We do have a lot of tag teams already scheduled to be in there, so it's not 100% that we need to have them. And there could be an interesting pairing to have as individuals, just to try and utilise them a bit better. Who knows? Did Hanson just break up that pin? Why have they got such stupid AI they keep getting up on the corner of DIY to do their dives? It just makes no sense. Oh well, the game is as the game wants to be, I suppose. A bizarre, bizarre thing. Raymond Rowe just pushing Gargano over, and so far Warmachine have done a fantastic job of just isolating Gargano. You see Raymond Rowe here doing the classic tag team work of staying in between Gargano and his corner, and that's the key to tag team wrestling, really. Then Gargano does catch Rowe out and is able to come across and bring in Tommaso Ciampa. Now Tommaso Ciampa's turn to try and get some aggression, but Rowe catches him straight away and sends him over his head, dropping to the ground below, and then just twisting the head of Ciampa. Really wrenching at it, actually. Oh, snapping the neck of Tommaso Ciampa, dropping a boot right in the hand as well, before bringing Ciampa up, and a big clubbing blow to the back. And I'll tell you what, both members of Warmachine have done fantastically well here so far. Big spine buster there by Raymond Rowe. There's the pin on Tommaso Ciampa. 1, 2, only a 2 count. Now, I think it's sort of a shame of what happened with the breakup with DIY. I think because of, it would have made more sense if they'd probably held it a little bit. I don't think they realised how bad the injury to Tommaso Ciampa was. I think if they kept it the way it was gonna be and the injury wasn't there, it could have been outstanding, because Gargano versus Ciampa one-on-one at an NXT takeover would have been outstanding, but we've not been able to get lucky enough to have that match as yet. And I think Ciampa is due to be out until after Christmas now, I think. Raymond Rowe. There's a big spiked DDT. Ciampa goes down. Ciampa's been busted open by that DDT. And there's the pin, but it's right in front of Gargano. 1, 2, and Gargano, of course, does come in and break it up after, I think it was a 1 count. But how much more can Ciampa take after being busted open? Referee trying to force Gargano out the ring, and Ciampa's struggling here as Raymond Rowe just pushes Ciampa back over, now brings in Warbeard, Hanson, Now, Hansen for someone... I can see Hansen going solo here and there as well. I don't think we'll ever break the tag team up with Warmachine, but I think Hansen is potential someone who could have a little bit of a solo run here and there. Like I said, I think the last time I really watched, this is a long time ago, when I watched actual Ring of Honor television, Hansen was going for the Ring of Honor Championship. I think this was before Raymond Rowe had debuted in Ring of Honor. That shows how long it's been since I watched Ring of Honor television. I watch the pay-per-views here and there, but television, there's just too much wrestling in the world at the moment, isn't there? What, again? See, Warmachine really utilising their strength advantage. Now just twisting the head here of Johnny Gargano. Really wrenching at it. Oh. Slamming the back of Gargano's head into the mat. There's the pin. 1, 2. I don't think Ciampa was going to get him in time, you know. He's looking a bit groggy as Ciampa now after that. That's being busted open by Raymond Rowe. Ciampa's really looking buggy. Hansen running back senton. I don't think he quite got as much as he wanted to. I think he hurt himself in the process. And now Hansen is stalking Gargano. Gargano back up to his feet. Hansen running, spinning heel kick. Warmachine are demolishing DIY here, the former tag team champions. And Hansen now bringing Gargano up, just deadlifts him up into a gut-wrench suplex. Surprised Hansen didn't go for the pin actually after that spinning heel kick, because I believe that is actually one of his finisher maneuvers. Another gut-wrench suplex. And Gargano is being slowly dissected here. This reminds me of when DIY took on Authors of Pain one-on-one. Dragon screw there then by Johnny Gargano on Warbeard Hansen. Now Gargano comes across and looks to bring in Ciampa, but Ciampa turned his back on him then, just sort of backed away, and Gargano has to go straight back into Hansen. That's interesting. It's almost like Ciampa just almost refused the tag there. I don't know, we'll have to keep an eye on that situation as Hansen just deadlifts Gargano up. Sit out powerbomb. 1, 2. Wow. Wow, Ciampa. So Tommaso Ciampa refused the tag and then watched his tag team partner get pinned there by Warbeard Hansen. That is a very interesting match we've just seen there. Maybe there is some stress starting to form in the woodwork here of DIY. This is very peculiar. Very peculiar, but Warmachine have got those all-important 30 ranking points for the tag team. That's going to put them up to... what's going to put them ahead of DIY now? 2nd or 3rd, I think that's going to put them in the rankings. But of course, it doesn't matter whereabouts they are in the rankings now, because here we go, look at Ciampa, look. He knows his tag team partner's being pinned, he's just not even bothered. And you see, he looks a bit conflicted, and both guys have left now, and it just allows Warmachine to take up the floor and really celebrate, because this now puts Raymond Rowe up onto 118 ranking points, Hansen up to 108. So they're both above where they started this Universe mode out, which is that's a good profit for them. It's maybe not as much as they would have hoped, but it's a good profit. And tag team wise, they're up to 135 points, which will put them in 4th here on Adrenaline. But of course, it doesn't matter anymore, because they could be on any brand and they could have any amount of teams ahead of them or below them. And here is the next match of the evening. It is going to be Hydra, Akira Tozawa, Ultimo Dragon, and Big Van Vader taking on Kurt Angle and American Alpha. And here we go then. Now, this is going to be make or break for my mental and emotional state here this evening. A 6-man tag match. I tried to beg PJ Toby not to book it, but he wanted to. And we seem to have a missing man. Big Van Vader has been... has suffered the disappearance glitch, which normally only seems to affect Chris Benoit, because obviously he's not allowed to exist in wrestling in general. But we still get the idea of what's going on, don't we, really? So we have Akira Tozawa at the front there, Ultimo Dragon on the right, Big Van Vader on the left, in that big open disappearing space. These guys are, of course, Tatsumi Fujinami's run stable of Hydra. Alongside, of course, Katsura Shibata, we saw earlier on in that triple threat match. And it'd be interesting to see what happens with this stable next year. We've already said there's going to be a slight change in lineup, of course, because of Akira Tozawa leaving the Hydra brand to join the Titus Worldwide. or Titus brand. So that's going to happen just to try and stay some sort of realism alongside real life. And I think it might have been, was it Jay who suggested as well the other day about potentially keeping... I didn't think about this, you know. I was trying to figure out what to do with Darren Young. And I think it might have been Jay who suggested just keeping Darren Young with Titus and having Darren Young as part of Titus Worldwide. Which I think is actually a very good idea, because that way Titus and Darren Young can be the tag team. And then... yeah, Titus and Darren Young can be the tag team, and then we can have Apollo Crews and who's the other guy? Apollo Crews and Akira Tozawa. Sorry, he's right in front of me. So I'm looking through here trying to figure out the best way of doing it. Yeah, it was Jay. Yeah, Jay over at Gaming HD. Bring in Darren Young, keep the Primetime players as a tag team, and have Akira Tozawa and Apollo Crews as a tag team too. That's not a bad idea, actually. Either that or allow Apollo Crews to maybe go. I think it'd be best off with those guys on Adrenaline or Octane. That would allow Apollo Crews. Ooh, maybe. Ooh, okay. Okay, no, I'm not going to talk anymore. I'm not going to talk anymore because I've just had an idea. And I'm writing my idea down. Yep, my idea is fully written down now. Written down, I think is the correct phrase for that. Yeah, it was Jay who came up with the idea. I like that idea, actually. I'm a bit behind on the comments at the moment. I'm about 6 days behind on the comments. There's so many of them. But I do like to read them all. And obviously reply to them all as well for you. So 6-man tag match is an interesting dynamic on this game. Sometimes it works really well. Sometimes it is a bit of a problem. Hopefully, we're not going to have a problem though. Hopefully we're going to have some good stuff going on. So front chancery there by Kurt Angle, sending Tozawa into the corner. Brings in Jason Jordan. There's a drop toe hold into the elbow, into the spine of Akira Tozawa. Jason Jordan now gut-wrenching Tozawa. Nice gut-wrench suplex. So, of course, in 2K18, we are going to be allowed 8-man tag matches, which hopefully are going to work, because 6-man tag struggles. It probably works okay when you're playing, but with the AI, they struggle to... It's more struggling to protect a pinfall. That's the problem. That is the problem at the moment. But maybe these teams will be a little bit better. We had okay ones. We've had a couple of okay ones, actually. We did Bullet Club versus... What do we have? We have Bullet Club versus New Day at the last pay-per-view of Octane, Dead Man's Boots. We also had another 6-man tag, didn't we, over on Mayhem not too long ago, I think? I think we did, yeah. We've had quite a few in dark matches, of course, because we just simulate those, so it's not a problem. Jason Jordan now raining the right hands right in the face of Big Van Vader. A stamp right in the face as well. Jason Jordan now dropping an elbow right in the back of the head of Vader after stamping him as well. But Vader, of course, very experienced. Well, saying that, Vader, Ultimo, and Angle are very experienced. But then again, you can't take away from the other guys as well. Akira Tozawa, I know he's been wrestling for at least 10, 15, 20 years. Because I remember watching him in some Dragon Gate USA stuff about 10, 15 years ago. That DVD was made. Yeah, it's like 2005, I think it was, something like that. Dragon Gate USA. That was real... That was really interesting. That was good stuff, that was. I seem to remember him facing off maybe against Daniel Bryan on that card. It was... At that point in time when I was still quite new to independent wrestling, that match between Daniel Bryan and Akira Tozawa was the best match I'd ever seen in my entire life by quite some distance. It was amazing. And then I think it was backed up not long after, because that was Daniel Bryan's last appearance on the indie scene before joining WWE. And then Daniel Bryan handed over the indie scene to Davey Richards that night, and then Davey Richards went and had an even better match in the main event. It was an incredible, incredible night. Did not even finish his match by count out. Come on. I can't see what the referee's counting up to, but it can't be too high because Vader hasn't bothered trying to get Jordan back in the ring yet. Now he does. And Vader gets back in as well. Okay, I was a bit worried there for a second, but we are in one piece. Double axe handle to the back of Jason Jordan there by Vader. Jordan catching Vader with a boot in the face. And there's a spear by Jason Jordan on Big Van Vader, taking him down. And Vader's a big man for Jordan to take down with that spear. Must have got some impact with that. And now there's the angle slam by Jason Jordan. Of course, the move patented by his father, Kurt Angle. So there is a bit more intelligence for the six-man tags. Because they came in before he went officially for the pin. But it was Ultimo Dragon who just wasn't quite blocked off. I think if the pin takes place in one of the two mutual corners, it should be a win. But because they have to pathfind around the outside and their running is not very good when they pathfind around the outside. That's one of the big things for me is the pathfinding on this game. It's when they try and run into the corners because they try and take a direct route into the ring. And it sometimes involves running into ring posts. Or when they're trying to break a pinfall, they have to run around someone. For some reason, they take the longest, instead of going around them tight, they take the longest, widest route. And it just doesn't make a lot of sense. So that's one thing that I hope 2K18 has definitely got improved. So Zayn here taking Jason Jordan up onto the top. Remember, we still have some big matches for you here this evening. Up next, we have got the Intercontinental Championship match as Dalton Castle would defend his belt against Sami Zayn and Hideo Itami. We're also going to see Adam Cole taking on Roderick Strong later on. Before, of course, our big main event, AJ Styles defending his Adrenaline Championship. Only won it at the last pay-per-view, and he'll be defending it here this evening against both Kevin Owens and Bobby Roode, the two Canadians. Akira Tozawa now bringing Jason Jordan back up to his feet. And of course, with both the Intercontinental Championship match and the Adrenaline Championship match, we'll be finding out another two people guaranteed to be on the Adrenaline roster for WWE 2K18. Another angle slam there. Another pin by Jason Jordan. And what happened to Angle? Why did Angle end up on the top rope? Then he came down and took his own partner out. See, this is the reason why I don't like six-man tag matches, because so far we've seen some really bogus work there. I don't understand what's happening. For the two guys to get across the ring and to block off the two opponents seems like such a simple thing. But in that situation, Angle run between them and ended up on the top turnbuckle and then came down and took out Chad Gable, his own partner. It's bizarre. It really is bizarre. But then again, that's what I've come to get used to in this game. That's forearm there by Akira Tozawa. Ultimo Dragon just draping Chad Gable over the middle rope. And a big running knee strike. And then we got the last chance we locked in there by Ultimo Dragon. In comes it again to see Vader just pathfind completely out. And then Vader, for some reason, just stops. And it's bizarre the way they do it. It really is bizarre the way they do it. So Gable now in control of Ultimo. Ultimo getting back into it. Still a little bit buggy here and there, isn't it? Oh, there we go. That was the money shot that was there by Akira Tozawa, coming out of it and taking out both Angle and Jason Jordan with the kicks. That's exactly what you want to happen. Ultimo now taking Chad Gable up. Running sit-out powerbomb, the Liger bomb there by Ultimo. But Jason Jordan was there just calmly to break it up. As Ultimo now stalking Chad Gable. There's a Salida del Sol. There's the pin. Where's Tozawa gone? See, this is what I mean about the pathfinding. Tozawa, for some reason, ran up the ramp before actually trying to get to where he was going. It's just bizarre. Nice moonsault there by Ultimo Dragon. And eventually someone is going to get this, but it's frustrating because in theory there probably should have been a decent ending already. Chad Gable taking Ultimo Dragon down. And Gable now is going to bring in Kurt Angle. Angle might be the best chance of winning this one, because if he can lock in his ankle lock, it's a bit quicker to get the tap out than it is to get the pinfall victory. Kurt Angle now getting around the back of Ultimo, dropping him into a backdrop, but keeps the grip and rolls the hip. Into a second backdrop, keeps the grip and rolls the hip once again. Into a German suplex. Lovely. Why are you going up into that corner? I seem to work okay. Springboard splash. Now there we go, dropping his body weight on the ankle of Ultimo Dragon, on the knee as well. So maybe that's going to help him out when it comes to locking the ankle lock. Of course, damage to the knee is not going to help too much with the ankle lock, but when you start to grapevine the legs as well, it makes it a bit more painful. Angle sending Ultimo into the corner. And now Angle turns his attention to Big Van Vader, the man who assaulted him not too long ago and left him sidelined for a few weeks. Vader, big German suplex. Angle landing flat in his face. Vader now rolling Angle over. 1, 2. Only a 2 count. Ultimo had got there, sort of. And Ultimo takes out Vader, because that's the way the game is written. I'm not being salty, honestly. I'm just I'm actually finding it quite funny now as time goes on. I'm finding humour in my own misfortune, as you do. Angle catching Vader with the right hand in the gut. Vader booting the gut of Angle. And another boot right across the chest. And some boots right in the gut now as well. Vader sending Angle into the corner. Oh, Vader looks like he's going to go for it. This is a perfect place as well for the match to end, actually. There's the Vader bomb. If he drops the pin straight away... No, he's not. He's going to go for the powerbomb as well. Big powerbomb there by Vader. There's the pin. 1, 2... Only a 2 count. Wow. Ultimo completely wiped Jason Jordan off the apron, though. How Kurt Angle kicked out a 2 on that, I've got no idea. Vader bringing Angle up. Shoulder block by Angle there on Vader. And Angle now locks in the ankle lock on Vader. Ankle lock, middle of the ring. Jason Jordan cannot take out... What the hell happened there? What even happened there? I don't understand what I'm looking at. It's like... Vader, Angle, Jordan... Kerfuffle. Yeah. Pin here by Angle on Vader. Referee, come on, man. And look, Gable and Jordan just stood there. Do something. Just please do something. Don't just stand there. Oh, my God. This really is the most frustrating game in the entire world. Why do I only record frustrating games? I spent all day screaming at FIFA. And now I'm struggling with this now. My word. Vader bringing Angle back up in a gut wrench. Launches him across the ring. Come on, referee, get up. Get up, man. Referee's the only one in the game who actually sells anything. Angle with the boot in the gut, and now Vader catching him and sends him back into the corner once again. Vader looking for a snake eyes. Yep, snake eyes on Kurt Angle. Oh, a skull crushing finale. Vader summoning the spirit of the Miz there for a second. Ultimo Dragon drops into the pin. 1. Oh my God. I fucking give up. I absolutely give up. This game has just got no sense whatsoever. Akira Tozawa runs over and demolishes the referee rather than taking out one of his opponents. Why? The thing is that why put a 6-man tag on the game if you don't have it working? That's why I hope they've got 8-man tag working, because it would be stupid if it's in this quality. It really would be. I mean, to have just that mix-up and that way that it works, just to come flying across the ring like that and to take out the wrong person. Now, Vader, how can Vader not get out of the corner? This is silly. Vader's stuck in the corner. Akira Tozawa taking out both members of American Alpha himself because Vader's stuck. And Angle reverses the move. Tozawa, though, now with the Saito suplex, in fairness, they could have won the match if it wasn't for Tozawa already. Ultimo went for that spiral tap, that corkscrew senton. Ultimo now sending Angle into the corner. If you're watching PJ Toby, I hate you so much. I understand the point behind the match, and it was a really good match, a really good idea. But just, it doesn't work on this game. It really doesn't. It is one of the most buggy game modes there is. Along with singles matches, tag team matches, triple threats, fatal four ways, 6 men. All those matches don't work on this game. Damage there by Angle then to the legs of Ultimo and sends him into the ring post. My God, if this ends up as a double count out of the corner, I'll tell you, I'm going to go freaking crazy. Forearm by Ultimo into Jason Jordan. Now Jason sending Ultimo bounce off the ring post. That's actually good for us because it means that now he's level with the ring. So if Angle does bring him up, he should be able to get him back in the ring, no problems. And he does. There we go. Angle was stalking Ultimo there, but then just sort of glitched out a little bit. Ultimo now looking for a dragon suplex, but he'd literally be straight in the corner of his own team if he did that. Angle bringing Ultimo back up to his feet. Big uppercut. DDT by Angle on Ultimo Dragon as well. Uppercut by Angle. Ultimo. Nice takedown there. And dabs cut Angle as you do. Vader bringing Angle back up, but Angle with a knee in the face of Vader. I feel like we're at a good time now for the match to come to an end. If it goes much longer, it's going to be a little bit too OTT. Referee's so slow. Oh my God. Jason Jordan belly to belly suplex there to his own tag team partner Kurt Angle and his own father. Vader has Chad Gable throttled. Takes him up into a chokeslam. And Gable fighting back. Gable bringing Vader back up to his feet. Into, oh nice, armbar. And Angle stuck. Angle does get round. And eventually, Ultimo does break it up eventually. After missing several stomps, he broke it up eventually. Gable into the corner. Oh, nice. We're going to go Chaos Theory German. We do. But Akira Tozawa's there already. Come on, game. I hate you, PJ Toby, so much. Why do you book these horrible bloody matches? Making me sit here to have gone 2 o'clock on a Sunday morning. Vader can't seem to grab the back of Chad Gable. Now does get him. Just twisting away at the head of Chad Gable. Oh, really wrenching at it now. Really wrenching that head of Gable. Vader, I've seen a moonsault a few times in the past. And there it is, a big moonsault by Vader on Gable. And, yeah, you know. Oh my God, they won. Oh my god, they won. Somebody won. Somebody won the match. Somebody won the match. It was actually a pretty good ending, actually, as well. It was a pretty damn good ending. Vader with a moonsault from the top. And both Tozawa and Ultimate Dragon able to come across and block off the opponents. And there we go. That was a complete vision of my descent into madness. My complete descent into madness. And there we go then. Akira Tozawa is victorious, as is Ultimo Dragon and Big Van Vader. Of course, that is worth 15 points each for those guys. And it's also worth 30 points to the tag team as well. Like I said, we're still unsure about the lineup for Hydra next year and how it's all going to pan out. But I'm sure as time goes on, we'll understand a bit more about what we are doing with Hydra. And yeah, it's going to be pretty interesting, 2K18. And I understand we've got a bit of a cut back to backstage here. We understand something's going on. Any more news? We get a camera back there? What is it? It's just a black screen. And oh, Tommaso Ciampa's taking out Johnny Gargano backstage, and it's a brutal assault here by Ciampa on Gargano. Oh, this is all too reminiscent of real life, isn't it? Of course, it was a match earlier on this evening. Saw DIY taking on Warmachine, and what on earth is Ciampa doing? Ciampa's trying to insert Gargano's head up his own anus there by the looks of it. But yeah, we saw these two guys and lose an effort only a couple of matches ago to Warmachine. Of course, Tommaso Ciampa rejected the tag and then refused to come in and break up the pin as well. It looks like he's had enough of this tag team. It looks like he's had enough of Johnny Gargano, and Tommaso Ciampa just taking out his aggression now on Johnny Gargano. Sending him now into the locker room area as well. And Ciampa is in firm control of this bad boy now. Oh, but Gargano fighting back, sending Ciampa back out into the hallway. Can Gargano get the final laugh here? Nope, maybe not. Ciampa sends him straight into that large box, whatever the hell that is. Large trunk or container. And again, oh, Gargano just tripping over his own feet now. Ciampa bringing Gargano back up to his feet. Straight into that door. That's the backstage area. That's the gorilla position just inside there. Ciampa just pushing Gargano over now. Dropping a boot right in the spine of Gargano and slamming the back of the arm into the mat as well. Ciampa bringing Gargano back up and again, well, this time through into the gorilla position. Be careful, there's a very expensive television. The guys backstage are watching Raw again. Come on, Peter, to keep control of your own brand, stop them watching our rival competitors on television. Awful. A big knee in the gut and a discus lariat there by Tommaso Ciampa, flattening Gargano. And Gargano looks out for the count here. Wow. Tommaso Ciampa has left Johnny Gargano a heap laying in the backstage area. And where we were talking earlier about what we're going to do with DIY moving forward into 2K18, I think Tommaso Ciampa may have just made our own decision for us. And here we go then, time for our next championship match of the evening. It is going to be Dalton Castle defending his Intercontinental Championship against both Sami Zayn and Hideo Itami. And here we go then. So Dalton Castle defending his Intercontinental Championship. And it's a big one here for Dalton Castle because Hideo Itami and Sami Zayn know they've got a place on 2K18 already because they are on the base roster. So they know they're going to be involved in the universe mode no matter what. However, you've got Dalton Castle, who's not guaranteed a spot at this point in time. I feel like he will be on the draft, but yeah, it's going to be... I like Dalton Castle, I do actually. But yeah, he's not guaranteed a spot at the moment, and winning this championship would guarantee him a place on the Adrenaline roster for WWE 2K18, of course. Whereas both the other guys, Sami Zayn and Hideo Itami, interesting picks. Very interesting picks. And people that, you know, I would be interested in potentially looking to try and take away from Adrenaline on 2K18. You never know. I might get lucky. I know I've got a massive disadvantage so far with the draft over with Octane, of course. With having, is it 16 people on the game already? on the roster is crazy, but who I have got are very strong participants, so I'm quite happy with that. But at the same time, I feel like I can do more. I feel like I can get more out of it, and I think that I'm going to have to be a bit clever with my draft as well, because I should imagine a lot of the big names will already been taken by the time it gets round to my Octane picks. Here then comes Mr. Sami Zayn, somebody who... I don't know how I feel about Sami at the moment. Obviously, I'm a fan of Sami Zayn. You can't not be a fan of Sami Zayn, but I can't quite tell in my own mind how his career is going at this point in time. It seems to be a bit of a struggle with him. He seems to be... I don't know why, because he gets over. He puts on amazing matches. Yet, for some reason, WWE just don't seem to want to utilise him to the best of his ability. He's been almost created as a jobber when... I think one of the problems that we've got at the moment is that the Jinder Mahal experiment, I think, may have run its course right now. I think he's not doing too well, and it's actually damaging other people now at the same time. Like, against Randy Orton is one thing, because Randy's already big enough, he's not going to drop down with a few losses. But now Shinsuke and Nakamura, this is all not working for me. I think Shinsuke will eventually take the belt away from him, and then Jinder will drop down. But at the moment, it's just... the problem is at the moment I've got is because of the Jinder Mahal experiment, it has the main event dominated, which in turn has pushed the likes of Kevin Owens and AJ Styles into the United States Championship picture. Now the problem is with that is that it means the next tier of people, your Ty Dillinger for example, Sami Zayn, all these sort of guys are not getting their opportunity at that championship, and Dolph Ziggler as well, Bobby Roode probably. So that's where they should be at this point in time. And that for me is the difficult situation. We need to try and suss that situation out. I think it should be completely swapped. I think Jinder dropping into the United States Championship picture, continuing his tyrannical anti-American heel role, that would work pretty well in my opinion. It would work pretty well against the likes of Sami Zayn, who of course, Sami Zayn's not going to come in and fight for America considering he's Canadian. But the likes of Ty Dillinger possibly. And then you've got Baron Corbin in that situation as well. I just feel like having AJ Styles and Kevin Owens, as much as it elevates the championship, it also takes the championship away from those guys who really need it. And I think Sami needs that championship. If Sami can pick up the United States Championship and have a half-decent run for maybe 3 or 4 months, it could really be the making of him. He needs the elevation. He needs to kick on now. He needs to really get an opportunity to show what he can do with a belt. And yeah, I'm hoping that Sami does get that opportunity at some point in the future. Right, there we go. The Intercontinental Championship belt is held up high. And the referee rings the bell. We are underway. Intercontinental Championship match. Then one of these 3 guys. Well, there's me saying during the entrances, I'd love to bring Hideo Itami and Sami Zayn to one of my brands, but obviously there's a chance here that one of them is not going to be available. It's a 66% chance that one of them's not going to be available. Because, of course, one of them could be the champion. But then again, both of them could be available. And Dalton Castle could be the champion. So there's a lot of alternatives, a lot of ifs and buts at the moment. Nice exploder there by Dalton Castle on Hideo Itami. And then turning his back on Sami Zayn, which is never a wise thing to do. Hideo now, lovely power slam on Dalton Castle. Who then rolls out the ring as Sami catches Hideo with the tornado roll-up. Hideo catching Sami Zayn with a big uppercut. Gets around the back. German suplex. Let him think about that one as well on the way over. Stamping on the back of Zayn and slamming his arm into the mat as well. A big clubbing blow to the back of the neck by Dalton Castle on Hideo Itami as well. And now Dalton Castle double axe handle to the back of Hideo. Zayn completely avoided. I don't think he meant to do it that way, did he? But there you go, Hideo taking Dalton Castle down. Yeah, so once we know at the end of these Shabbymanias, of course we've got Carnage tomorrow as the last one. Once we've got to the end of all these Shabbymanias, then we've got the Rumbles starting for you next Friday. We will know... We will start to be able to put together some rough ideas of rosters that we want to put together, of course. I've got my ideas, PJ Toby's got his ideas. I've discussed a few of my ideas in my videos, and I've sort of made speculation to what I expect PJ Toby's doing some of his ones as well. And I know a few of the ideas that PJ Toby has in mind, so yeah, it's going to be an interesting draft, this one. I feel like we're coming into this draft a lot more prepared. The last two we've done, we've gone into a little bit... we've got in very unprepared, and we've got in very tipsy already. So we had a few issues with the drafts. We probably drafted the odd person here and there to brands that didn't necessarily suit them, but I feel like now moving forward we'll be able to do it a little bit better, do it a bit more justice. Because I've been planning my brands out for the last few weeks. I've got my plans, I've got my ideas of who I want roughly on each brand, but of course it's going to be down to who's available. I know I've already got a good firm setting on each of my brands now. There's a pin by Hideo Itami on Sami Zayn. Only a 1 count, wow. Sami kicking out. Big boot in the spine there by Hideo Itami, hopping over the top rope. Springboard frog splash, the back of Sami Zayn. Zayn now slamming Hideo face first into the mat. Zayn sending Castle in, and Castle catching Zayn with the DDT, popping out that corner. Dalton Castle now heading up top. Sami Zayn slowly getting back up to his feet, but Castle stays up there stalking the grounded Zayn. Drop kick right to the back. There's the pin by Dalton Castle. 1, 2. It's only a 2 count. Sami Zayn kicked out, and Hideo Itami back in the ring now. Hideo's somebody who I think can be better used as well. I'm quite happy that PJ Toby gave Hideo this opportunity here, because he's not at the best of times so far in SWE. He got brought in towards the end of Season 1. But since then, has never really had the best of runs. But I feel like he could have a good position on a brand. And I've spoke about, obviously, Octane and having to utilise maybe a few of the dark horses in the roster because of the draft that we do have, and potentially Hideo Itami could be on that sort of list of people. A boot in the gut by Itami. There we go, the big hesitation dropkick into the corner as well. Hideo Itami with a pin on Dalton Castle. And what was the referee up to there? He was just running around in bloody circles then, wasn't he? Sami Zayn went for the German suplex, but Hideo managed to roll free. Catches him with that clubbing blow. And then dropping him gut first across that top rope. Hideo dragging Dalton Castle in the middle. Takes him up. Nice powerbomb. Sit-out powerbomb there by Hideo Itami on Dalton Castle. Now Hideo backing away into the corner. We could be seeing the beginning of the end here. Sami Zayn's down on the outside. Hideo running knee strike. Into the pin. 1, 2. And Sami Zayn is far too slow. And we've got a brand new Intercontinental Champion in the shape of Hideo Itami. And that is Hideo off the draft now, as he will be guaranteed a spot on Adrenaline for WWE 2K18. And I am disappointed. I'm disappointed in Sami Zayn for that poor piece of trying to save himself. But I'm more disappointed in the fact that Hideo Itami has won the Intercontinental Championship and will no longer be involved in the draft, because I had a great idea of trying to bring Hideo into my Octane brand. He was going to be one of my dark horses, but now he's no longer available, and I may have to look elsewhere. Right, where am I? And there we go then. You see here, Sami Zayn is far too slow to get in the ring. And there we have it then. Hideo Itami is your champion. Yeah, so I'm a bit disappointed in myself, really. Not disappointed in myself, but disappointed in Sami Zayn. But Hideo Itami is your Intercontinental Champion. He will be guaranteed a place on Adrenaline next year. And that is a very, very strong member of PJ Toby's roster. And here's our next match then. It is going to be Adam Cole taking on Roderick Strong. And here we go then. Now this could be an interesting one, this, because in theory, I'm not 100% sure how far ahead the NXT tapings are ahead of where we are in current day. So I don't know if this is technically a spoiler, but there was maybe slight suggestions that Roderick Strong could join this Adam Cole, Kyle O'Reilly and Bobby Fish stable, which we will be utilising in WWE 2K18. So there is that opportunity. So that's an interesting one. That is an interesting one. Yeah. So this could be a one-off, really. This could be the case of we'll have this match here. Then when we go into 2K18, it's a case of maybe Roderick Strong joins that stable. Maybe if he doesn't join that stable in real life, we can still maybe do it in our universe mode. But that's the way it looked to me, anyway. And here he comes then, Roderick Strong. A man who I'm pretty sure PJ Toby's going to want to get on his brand anyway. PJ Toby's been a massive Roderick Strong fan. Ever since the early days of TNA, the king of the backbreaker, Roderick Strong. I'm a fan of Roderick Strong as well, I must admit. You can't not be, really, can you? He's a top class guy. Top class. A mad mother trucker. And yeah, this should be a good one. I'm looking forward to this, actually. It should be a very interesting match. Of course, Adam Cole has not had the best of times so far in this universe mode, so when the points are worth triple like they are here this evening, then it's definitely worth giving this your best college try. So Adam Cole takes on Roderick Strong. And of course, this is not the last time we'll see both these guys in SWE. But it's the first time we'll see them in this singles competition, of course. I'm pretty sure PJ and Toby have them both involved in the Adrenaline Rumble coming up for you next... When is it? It's next Monday. Monday. Yes, we're going to have all the Rumbles next week. I may even consider putting them on... I don't know. I've got them currently scheduled for Mayhem Friday, Octane Saturday, Throwdown Sunday, Adrenaline Monday, Carnage Tuesday. But if I get them all done early enough, I might just upload them all over the weekend. Well, maybe not, actually, because if I do them all over the weekend, that leaves us about 4 or 5 days in between that and the beginning of WWE 2K18. I don't know. We'll have to have a look. We'll have to have a gander. Now, I have got about 5 days in between the draft and our first episode of 2K18's Universe Mode, just solely because the draft is going to hopefully be released on release day. And that gives me a week to get all the rosters built, all of the... get all the rosters built, get all the arenas done, get all the championships created, and get things ready to go, basically. Of course, we're not going to have the full rosters straight away. What we're doing, I don't know if I haven't mentioned it in a while, but draft-wise, myself and PJ Toby have picked... I looked the other day, right? This is crazy. We have got 373 male wrestlers, and we have got, I think it was 65 female wrestlers. That is how many people are going to be drafted in 2K18. Of course, I'm going to have to use... I think I'm using 3 save files across the whole thing. One save file for Adrenaline and Octane, one for Throwdown and Mayhem, and the other one for Carnage, and then just odds and sods like tournaments and so forth. So that'd be pretty cool. I'm also going to do... I've just thought about this earlier, actually. I think this is a good idea. I'm going to bring back the random match series, right? And I'm going to try and do it for the entirety of 2K18. So basically... whereas this year I did the random match series, you guys suggested matches and we recorded them, and that was pretty cool. But yeah, I feel like we're going to do that again. But what I'm thinking of doing is offering up ranking points, because everyone on the game will be involved in a brand. If somebody, say, suggests a match between somebody from Adrenaline and somebody from Octane, we'll put the two of them together, and that will be worth ranking points still. So it just helps us get more ranking points into the universe mode and just sort of change things up a bit, which is pretty cool. I like that idea. And then what we'll do is, because we upload one episode of the universe mode every other day, we'll upload a random match on the in-between days. So that's my plan anyway. But yeah, and I'll I think I've had a couple of suggestions already for random matches, but I must admit I've lost them. So what I'll probably do is I'll probably do a Shabby talk a bit closer to the time. I think we'll do a Shabby talk maybe on the day of release of WWE 2K18. Referee's not seen it. Wow, Adam Cole's picked up the victory here. The referee's not even noticed that Roderick Strong's hand was on the ropes there. More poor refereeing here in SWE. We need to really have a look at replacing these referees in 2K18 because they are very, very bad. And I feel sorry for Roderick Strong there because I don't feel he should have been let out there because there was the brainbuster onto the knee by Adam Cole. And you see the pin here, but referee just, for some reason, just did not... It's shocking, isn't it, really? It's absolutely shocking, this dynamic in the game. But there we go. Adam Cole picks up the victory. He picks up the ranking points. And we are now ready for our main event of the evening. There we go. Adam Cole is victorious. Now then, main event of the evening, our final match of Adrenaline Shabbymania. Let's go straight into it. And here we go then. Adrenaline Championship match. Your champion AJ Styles defends against both Kevin Owens and Bobby Roode. And here we go then. Another chance to guarantee somebody a place on the WWE 2K18 Adrenaline roster, which will be starting in... When is it now then? Well, the draft takes place on the 13th/4th. Well, the draft takes place on the 13th. And I'm going to try and upload it on the 13th, latest the 14th, because of course of how long it takes to deal with videos that big. To edit it and to get it uploaded is going to take quite some time. So yeah, we're going to try and get that done for you. Which means that the game then comes out in... Where are we now? We're on the 2nd today. So the game comes out in 11 days. 11 freaking days. 11 days left of buggy nonsense known as WWE 2K17. And then we can start with the buggy nonsense known as WWE 2K18. I'm hoping it's not going to be buggy. Whereas we still know very little about the game, and it is shocking really when you think about it. With the poor DLC they've offered, and the little knowledge we know about the game, apart from the roster, it's shocking the thing that they expect people to pay the 90 odd pounds it costs to buy the special edition. Don't get me wrong, I've done it, like, but at the same time, it's a weird one, isn't it? Maybe I'm overestimating, even overestimating a little bit. But I've just got no trust in them, to be honest. Based on the game that's been released the last 2 or 3 years, don't get me wrong, it has improved in some aspects, but it's also declined massively in other aspects as well. There are things that I really want to know more about, such as the match creator and stuff like that. But yeah, I think once we know more about that sort of situation, that's going to be a little bit easier for us to determine how it's all going to work. But until I get my hands on it personally myself next week, for the draft and so forth, myself and PJ Toby, I can't really... like, I'm excited, but I'm also very dubious about it as well. Because I know that, especially when the last 2 games were released, they had some major first day issues. I think when 2K17 was released, they'd forgotten to put something in the game that allowed you to create championship matches in universe mode. That was massive. That was a real shocking revelation that they'd actually done that. So yeah, that was a bit of a weird one. So yeah, I'm hoping that this year's game is not going to be released, and it makes you amazed that they can do stuff like that, because surely the game is tested. Like if I had a hold of that game, 2K18, if I had a hold of 2K17, maybe, I don't know, 2 or 3 weeks before release, I could have played that, and within 1 or 2 sittings, I could have quite easily told them, look, these are your problems. You can't create championship matches in the universe mode. There's dodgy rope breaks. There's people get caught outside and get double count outs. American Alpha's finisher maneuver doesn't get classed as a tag team, doesn't get classed as a pin. For some reason, every time Revival use their tag team finisher, one partner always turns and tries to take out the referee. There's several issues that are still now haven't been fixed, and yeah, I'm just hoping that 2K18, when it is released, has a lot of these issues ironed out. And I can't imagine they'd be stupid enough to have the problem of American Alpha's finisher 2 years in a row. And that's one thing I really want improved is tag team matches. If just 2-on-2 tag team matches are improved and are at a rate where we can have proper tag team matches. If tag team matches are good, I'd quite happily have a tag team tournament. Tag team matches on this game, I wouldn't even dream of having a tag team tournament because I would probably resort to, well, just screaming and shouting, basically. A bit like what FIFA's turned me into the last few days, I tell you. Oh, FIFA. FIFA, FIFA, FIFA. The bane of my life, FIFA, I tell you. Oh, FIFA. Such a horrible, horrible game. There you go. Referee holds the belt up high. That is what they're fighting for. But not only the Adrenaline Championship, but for a heaps and heaps of ranking points. And also a guaranteed spot on the WWE 2K18 roster. And we see straight away Kevin Owens is dropping to the outside of the ring. He's not stupid, old Jericho. Jericho? He's not stupid, old Kevin Owens. He knows that triple threat match, you want to reserve your energy while the other two guys basically take it out of each other. And he's done a very good job at that, really, hasn't he? And there you go, picking his opportunity and taking Bobby Roode down. Boot to the back of Bobby Roode, but again, triple threat match. Just like our Intercontinental match, you need to have eyes in the back of your head because you can be crept up on quite easily, just like AJ Styles did there to Kevin Owens, and get taken out. Bobby Roode now catching. AJ Styles gets caught with a clubbing blow to the back, and Kevin Owens sending AJ off the ropes and catches him with the elbow in the face. Bobby Roode now catches Kevin Owens with the elbow in the face. It's elbow face city here today. And Owens, who I think out of everyone, Owens for me is the guy who's done the best from NXT, I think. And I think that's because, well, from what you hear from backstage, Kevin Owens is very, very involved in everything. And that's a good thing. He's very involved with suggesting things. And that's one of the reasons why John Cena enjoyed working with him so much, I believe. Because the thing is with John Cena is a lot of people have a go at him, but I think John is a little bit frustrated over the years of... I think people have sort of taken a back seat when it comes to wrestling John Cena, and they've all just taken what has been put on the plate, and it's very frustrating. But apparently Kevin Owens is very instrumental in writing the match, very instrumental on how his character is being used, and the fact that Vince is willing to work with him in the way that he has shows some real trust. Especially the fact that Vince allowed Kevin Owens to headbutt him, like not just headbutt him, but really headbutt him, like knocked him out more or less, didn't he? Yeah, it's a really cool little dynamic they got going between the two of them. What is going on with Kevin Owens? He's just sliding in out of the ring like some sort of mad, deranged, path-induced weirdo. It's Kevin Owens, their big boots right in the gut of Bobby Roode. Then AJ Styles sending Owens into the corner. Big running clothesline takes him down as well. So we already know that we're going to have Johnny Mundo, PJ Black, Jack Evans, and Matt Sydal on this roster, as well as Paige and as well as Hideo Itami on this roster for WWE 2K18. Which one of these three men is going to be guaranteed to join them? I'm sure PJ will be happy with whichever one. I think he's more of a AJ Styles fan. Or maybe a Kevin Owens fan. Kevin Owens was at the very first event that me and PJ Sobi went to see live. I know I brought that up quite a few times. No, he wasn't. No, sorry. Jake the Snake Roberts was at the very first event we went to see live. That was when we were like 10. Kevin Owens was at the first event we went to for Southside Wrestling, which was about 3 or 4, 5 years ago now. Our first proper indie event we went to on our own without obviously being taken by parents and so forth. It was Kevin Owens and Johnny Gargano. Go on, Bobby. Bobby. They need to fix that as well. The fact that when somebody taunts, they can't break it. Even if someone's getting pinned right in front of them, they decide they don't want to stop taunting. They're just going to keep sitting there. Owens now getting around the back of AJ Styles. Saito suplex folds him in half. There's the pin. It's only a 1 count. Owens now bringing AJ Styles back up to his feet. Into the turnbuckle. AJ catching the boot. Into the clothesline. Spinning neckbreaker there by Bobby Roode on AJ Styles. And that's the two Canadians in the ring. Bobby Roode now looking for the fisherman suplex. Doesn't bridge for the pin though. Lets it release. A knee right in the face as well there by Bobby Roode. Roode up top. Nice big splash there. Catching Kevin Owens. Owens now looking for the Sidewinder suplex. Thought he might have got a little bit of package power drive before. Of course, he hasn't got that in this game. It's a little bit annoying when they won't let him use that, isn't it, really? Bobby Roode now then. Oh, gets a knee in the head. As AJ Styles take it up. Bobby Roode into a gutbuster. AJ now willing. Bobby Roode back up to his feet. Springboard. There it is. The phenomenal forearm. AJ drops into the pin. Kevin Owens is slowly getting back in the ring. And he is there. He doesn't really rush there, does he, Owens, to get there? I think he knew he had enough time to get there and didn't want to waste any more energy, I suppose. Nice Saito suplex. Bobby Roode rolls out the way of Kevin Owens, and now Bobby Roode did his best to avoid Kevin Owens. Did a good job of it. Roode there with the knee right to the leg, and there's a massive spine buster by Bobby Roode. The double R spine buster. There's the pin. 1, 2. Oh, it's a kick out. Of course, all three of these guys are going to be on WWE 2K18. We know that. And there it is, the glorious DDT by Bobby Roode. That could be it, you know. There's the pin. 1, 2. Oh, it's only a 2. It is only a 2 count, my word. We almost had a brand new Adrenaline champion there. Of course, AJ Styles only won it last month. In that triple, was it a triple threat or a fatal 4-way last month? It was a fatal 4-way with Owens, Adam Cole and Nakamura, of course, the champion Nakamura at the time. Oh, Kevin Owens. Pop-up. Oh, went for the pop-up power bomb even. But Bobby Roode reversed it into a Hurricanrana. Never seen anybody reverse it yet. Oh my god, AJ Styles literally got there on the brink of free. I don't think I've seen anyone reverse the pop-up powerbomb yet. Bobby Roode, the first one in the whole of WWE 2K17 to do so. Pin here by Roode on AJ Styles. Only a 2 count. Of course, AJ, all three of these guys now actually taking quite a bit of damage throughout the match, so the smallest thing could finish this match off at this point in time. Or, well, if it was going to go Styles Clash, but no, goes for a powerbomb and rolls it through, stacking up his whole body weight on top of Bobby Roode, and only a 2 count once again. AJ Styles now heading up top. Is he going to go spiral tap? No, massive frog splash on. Kevin Owens, I think, just managed to drag Bobby Roode out of the way. Owens now taking Roode up on his shoulders into a big gutbuster. And a back senton as well. Pinned by Kevin Owens on Bobby Roode. This could be all 1, 2. Oh no, Bobby Roode kicked out again. Is Kevin Owens going to go for a springboard here? Springboard dropkick by Kevin Owens. A man his size launched himself across the ring. 1, 2. Still only a 2 count. Bobby Roode not been able to be finished here, and AJ catching Kevin Owens. Went for the Saito, no, but Kevin Owens reversed it into a, looks like a crossbody. Now into the pin on AJ Styles. 1, 2. Still only a 2. Bobby Roode now, oh, nice suplex and a big boot right in the gut of AJ Styles. Pin here by Roode. 1, 2. Only a 2 count. Big kick right in the face of AJ now slowly. AJ makes way back up to his feet. Kevin Owens is down on the outside. If Roode can finish AJ off here, it could be enough. Glorious DDT. Roode drops into the pin. Owens is slowly getting back up to his feet. 1, 2. Oh, it's only a 2. Thank God for that, because Kevin Owens made literally no attempt whatsoever there to try and break that up. Kevin Owens now the only man in control at the moment. Nice running clothesline taking Bobby Roode down. Now Kevin Owens, what is this moving around glitchiness? Only a 2 count. Another top triple threat match here on SWE Shabbymania Adrenaline. AJ's got Kevin Owens. He's hooked the arms. Styles clash, middle of the ring. Rolls him over. Bobby Roode slowly getting back up. Oh, referee, my God. My freaking God, the referee. That was shocking refereeing. I hope to hell that 2K18 has had a massive overhaul on referee AI as well, because this has been shocking. Just simpleness, like if he's going to go for a pin, get in position already. Don't just run into him. That was shocking refereeing. Superplex there by Bobby Roode on AJ Styles. Now Bobby Roode with a quick roll up on Kevin Owens. 1, 2. Oh, Roode stole it. Roode's done it. That quick roll up on Kevin Owens was enough for Bobby Roode to win the Adrenaline Championship. And I've got a feeling that PJ Toby is not going to be... I think he will be happy with the result he's got, but I think at the same time he's not going to be overly happy. But that is a really good win there for Bobby Roode. And there's some gloriousness coming to Adrenaline on WWE 2K18. Wow. What an interesting match that was. That was a real up and down, up and down, up and down. Phenomenal forearm there earlier on in the match. The double R spine buster as well earlier on in the match. That was enough for the 2 count though. And there's the glorious DDT earlier on. But that was only enough for a 2 as well. But there was the quick roll-up. After Kevin Owens had not long been Styles clashed, Bobby Roode able to steal the victory. And Bobby Roode, the glorious one, is bringing gloriousness to Adrenaline on WWE 2K18. He's guaranteed himself a place on Adrenaline. He's got himself a ton of ranking points. And he is also your new Adrenaline champion. So guys, that is the end of this episode of Shabbymania Adrenaline. The end of Shabbymania Adrenaline in general. We've got one more Shabbymania left for you tomorrow, which of course is Carnage. Expect a much more hardcore evening from them. And some massive matches there as well, including Braun Strowman versus Bray Wyatt for the Carnage Championship. Of course, if you have enjoyed it, please do like and subscribe. Of course, we're getting ready now for 2K18 being released. The draft is coming very, very soon. The draft is coming hopefully on the 13th, the latest next, not next Saturday, but Saturday after the 14th. That is the latest, depending on how long it takes to edit and upload. So I hope to see you all there. I've been Shabby Gamer, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you very, very soon for some more SWE Shabbymania. The 1, 2, 3.